Good evening, one and all. It was me great pleasure to do a Google Hangout with our beloved former president and eminent scientist, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Sir, along with sir, today we have co-author of his latest book, Reignited, Mr. Srijan Singh. He is a IMA gold medalist and co-author of Target 3 Billion. So it's a great honor to have you both and welcome. Sir, so to start with, this is something I think probably you would have, a lot of people would have already asked you this question. In that, what motivated you to write this book, especially targeting today's students and children, about the new cutting-edge career that are available? I mean, why? I mean, what is, what made you write this book to, educate children about these new career paths that are coming up?
Well, friend, it is this book, our book, my book, Ignited Mind. It is reached a million people, more than a million people. And when I see their profile and their question and the answers, and also when I meet large number of young people throughout the country, one question is always there. That is how we, what are the, where are we? The young people would like to know what is the type of opportunities in front of them. I felt I must highlight, particularly in the area of science, which I was in the field, that to see that what are the opportunities I want to bring it to the young population. That's why the.
Sir, continuing on that question itself, do you feel today's education system is geared towards helping students reach out to these career paths? Is our schools, teachers equipped, to help students go and explore these new cutting-edge paths?
Well, I personally believe that children career, particularly young people career, most of the time is designed by parents. So I believe parents look at the type of employability situation in the country, and that's a natural problem going on in our country. And also the scientific institution like space, atomic energy, and defense research, and CSAR, many institutions, they have to play a very important role. Their successful events, scientific, technological events, should be clearly brought out and presented to the young community in the schools and colleges. There should be a mission for it.
Sir, again continuing with the same thing. One thing we noticed, sir, when in 1969 America launched, sent man on the moon, it galvanized a whole set of students to pursue a career in science. Now we recently landed a probe on moon. Chandrayaan was a huge success. Mangalyaan was also a huge success. Do you think highlighting such achievements will get more students to enter the field of science?
Yeah, I think that, for example, the mission for our orbital mission for the Mars orbital mission, that spacecraft is a marvelous one. That is, it flew billions and billions of kilometers and orbited around the Earth, then and left the Earth and again flew towards the Mars, and it reached the Mars orbit, and our scientists, space scientists, put their mom in the Mars orbit, and first time in the world, because the first attempt it was first time. So it's a unique event, and it has sent, mom has sent a number of pictures also taking Mars, like Chandrayaan is another mission where first time Indian scientists be able to see that the traces of the water in certain places moon is probation of water. So I believe that such important events will make inspire a lot of people.
Sir, so one of the things that you had mentioned in the book is that children should develop, young scientists should develop a capacity to question. So how do you advise students, in today's world, to develop, a questioning mind? And what is that you advise teachers to help students develop this?
Well, I myself met about 20.5 million young people in the country last 2 years, and I asked them to ask questions. You will find in class I'm teaching in some of the colleges also. So I find asking questions to be encouraged from young age, from parents, from primary school, secondary school. This habit of asking questions till you get an answer. After all, science is grown out of question till you get an answer theoretically or experimentally or copy. So I believe the questioning habit is very important. Just to come from the home to the school to the college and be able to work for it. That's how the science.
Sir, one of the things that students to get a wider exposure of these new cutting edge careers, sir, do you think it is important for institutes like ISRO or the Atomic Research Institutes to involve with schools and students at a young age, do programs so that they understand what is the work scientists and these cutting edge researchers are doing today?
No, I believe that nowadays there is a program in ISRO and DRDO also to invite scientists to their laboratories, and they sometimes they spend their time to understand what the type of payloads is being built, what the type of technological packages built for the rockets and systems. So I believe the large movement of the student community with their teachers have to go to the ISRO centers, and ISRO centers, space centers, and other research laboratories, defense research, they must invite student community to come to laboratories and to show them their scientific achievements, and also so that children interact with the scientists who are there.
Sir, adding to that, you are aware that large student section of the student population today is in rural areas. Sir. So how do we reach out and make them aware of these opportunities? How do we reach out, those students that are going to your rural high schools and schools?
See, I believe there should be a vision in all the scientific organizations. The mission should be that we must reach the rural area today in India. 600,000 villages are there, where 70% of our people live there. So that schools, village schools, and other higher education centers, our scientists should move, technology should move, interact with them, discuss with them. They have to find time for that, and so that they become part of it. Of course, now the electronic situation has come in a big way. Connectivity has come in a big way through internet. So this connectivity can be used to talk about a particular technological breakthrough in various scientific institutions that are.
The connectivity which we are using right now.
Yeah. This connectivity, what we are using,
Yes.
is a fantastic system. So this should be reaching rural area also.
Sir, one of the things that is going to hit us in the next future is how a lot more things are going to get automated. You're already seeing driverless cars. A lot of things are moving online. So it is very necessary for students to develop new skills for the digital world?
Well, I believe automation and digital technology will lead to a new opportunities, a new type of task, a new type of vision and a career. For example, you will see this. I am advocating what is called solar powered nation. India should become 200 to 200 million houses of India should have a rooftop solar system so that we can have a clean nation, so that the fossil fuel manufactured electricity will not be there. Solar power, clean power can come in. So this is has got a for a task. A solar power station will generate from device technology to making solar panels, installation task, maintenance, marketing, and the number of work will be generated. So our young people should be attracted towards this type of automation, digital technology, which is essential in every work what we are going to do.
So I understand, sir. So there is a lot more opportunities that are opening up. Sir, I just wanted to ask Srijan also, and what motivated him to write, the book? What motivated him to collaborate with you, sir? In
Ready?
yes.
Yeah,
So,
so
Srijan,
I'll try to put it in a very short story. So in 2008, I was studying at IIM Ahmedabad, just as a second year student there, where I first met Dr. Kalam and his team, who came as a teacher over there in a course. And that's how we started working together on variety of missions. And for this specific book, the Reignited book, which is our second book together, the first book was Target 3 Million, together. The motivation was that there's so many children which I've come across working here who need a clear career path in science. And if you have about 600 million young people, out of which half of them are children in schools, if we can create a good motivation for them, a great career path for them, and also convince their parents that getting into science is a good career, even in a monetary sense, we could use this 300 million children in schools to become great scientists of the country, a country which was known for science and progress. And I think any country, any nation in the world which leads the global arena will be the one which will be dictating terms on technology and science and leadership. So that's why we wrote this book together, both to motivate young people and also young at heart people, not just young in age, but also young in mind.
Actually, reignited book, both of us believe. Also, parents should read. Parents, because they must read, get a scientific temper, so that they can communicate to their children about some of the scientific discoveries going on.
Srijan and sir, are you looking at taking this forward into a kind of a movement where you reach out to schools and reach out to teachers, take this book, the message of the book forward? Are you looking at some kind of a movement on that?
I think Sir has been already working on taking science to schools. So there's nothing new which we need to take, because throughout Dr. Kalam's, he's been, as Sir told, 21 million young people he has talked, and we've been discussing on how they need to be unique in the field of science, technology, and anything else which they do. And I'm sure this book itself will go out to students, parents, and them to take up a challenge in science. And if there's any communication which any of the readers wants to do, they can always contact us, and we are very willing to respond to those queries.
Okay, good. No, I was asking more of in terms of taking the specific, you are talking of new careers and new, paths that are opening up. So, educating, the book is, doing that. So I was wanted to take.
So we do keep visiting, and I keep visiting with him to a lot of schools in urban, rural, government schools, private schools, schools in Jaunpur, in Barabanki, in Wayanad, all those places, where you mentioned about rural areas. And everywhere we go, we talk about, the ideas which we've expressed in the book or otherwise, how children need to be unique, and how they need to look at careers which are beyond the standard careers, and how exposure from outside world, great laboratories, could at least we can act as a medium on taking those experiences from laboratories in West or in urban areas of India to rural areas. So acting as that point, the bridge point, is something which I think we are anyways doing, and this book will serve only an extension to that, right?
I've just come. There are a few questions that few of the readers have. If you, I mean, I just go through them with your permission.
Yes.
Once.
User question.
Okay, nobody's
User question.
Just give me a second. Sir, I'm reading this question. This question comes from Clementine. He's asking, so what, according to you, sir, do you want the youth of this generation to do with respect to technology? This is coming from Clementine.
Can you repeat the question? I think we lost the last part.
Sorry, I just. The question is, how should youth of this country use technology? How should they look at using technology, sir, to the improvement of the country?
Well, technology is a very important foundation for building the society. And we have seen it. For example, space science, space technology can put a geosynchronous satellite in the orbit, and there are hundreds of transponders today in the space and communicate the whole nation. Similarly, remote sensing satellites resources, what are the resources in the country, they map and give to them. And for example, internet connects people, not only cities, sometimes the rural area, of course, it will be fast and very fast. And a mobile telephone is one area has reached nearly 85 to 90% of the people in India, and that can be used as a medium of communication, of great things, great aspects, great things. And even the mobile telephone become an office or a laboratory, all opportunities.
Sir, coming to the next question, we have from Mr. Ankit Chawla. His question is, what do you think of India's nuclear power capabilities? Are we deficient or surplus in producing and providing nuclear power?
Well, my view is India is has got a deterrent. The deterrent, what is necessary, what is essential, definitely India has got a principle of no first use. In such a situation, India will not use nuclear system for fighting a nation, but unless there is a demand for that, demand is there. So no first use principle we have. Second thing is the type of strength what is needed to protect the nation definitely is available in the country, and that's all I can say.
And also in the nuclear side, one thing which I would like to add is one of the biggest, and I'm talking about the civilian nuclear application, one of the biggest core strengths of India is thorium power. India holds about half of the world's thorium reserves, and the energy in our thorium is more than the world uranium put together. So one thing which we should definitely do in terms of civilian nuclear side to work on thorium-based power, which would make us surplus.
That is, we have to build thorium-based nuclear reactor instead of uranium-based. I hope another 10 years it will happen.
Even Chinese are planning a lot of investment into thorium research, competing with us. So next question is from Dhiren. What should be done to generate more innovators? How should education system change? The number of PhDs in India are very less. or the number of patents and research applied are very less? This is the question. This is a question from Chiran. I think both Srijan and Sir can answer this.
See, I believe innovation is a very important way of thinking and way of action. And innovation you can find anywhere. It is not exclusively a particular laboratory. It can start in a farming centers, or it can be even fishermen folk, or it can be a laboratory, or it can be industry. Anywhere research laboratory can start. But innovation is very important, and for that you need creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes you think. So creativity and innovation, it will lead to excellence in whatever you do. Excellence. So innovation is based. Fortunately, we have National Innovation Foundation. This National Innovation Foundation promotes grassroots innovation and with various parts of the country. Every year they process that. Some of them even need to production. Some of the few of them need to production. So there is a continuously mapping of innovation capability. Here it just increase and increase and increase. That's it.
Srijan, you want to add something to this?
Besides what Sir said, I think innovation has to also reach out to schools at very basic levels. Instead of promoting rote learning and a generalist opportunity, where you have to score good in all subjects, you should promote also stars. Someone who's doing good in one particular subject, like Ramanujan, who did well in mathematics but failed in everything else. So I think innovation also requires promotion of a culture of excellence at a school level. And there are a lot of countries, for example, Finland teaches its children to paint walls till the age of 6 and does not teach anything formal education. So I think our school syllabus also needs to learn from other countries, from our own experiences, and evolve a curriculum which is also innovative and does not bore students sometimes.
So it can't be just measured by the number of PhDs, right?
See,
Innovation is.
I believe that in the primary school is a very important area for creativity. Primary school has to have a creative classroom, creative teacher, and creative lessons. Not a big lesson, but children know. So I believe in creative teacher. You have to work for it. You have to work. Then innovation.
Sir, I think we are almost running out of time. I'll just take one last question from one of our readers, and I think. Sir, there is one question from Chaitanya, sir. Chaitanya is again asking with regard to the defense. Why are we still importing weapons from foreign countries, and when will the capability to make our own weapons?
I believe, see, I was nearly 20 years in that area of defense research and development. In certain area, we are self-reliant now. For example, missile and long-range missile, strategic missile, we are. Similarly, electronic warfare system also. But there's many areas. There should be a mission. There should be a mission. Next 10-year mission we should have, so that many more areas we can bring in self.
Sir, a last question to both of you is: if you were to look back, your career, you want to start again, which cutting-edge career, mentioned in the book that you would want to take?
Well, I have written my book, Ignite Your Mind, and also Wings of Fire. When I was 10-year fellow, I want to become a pilot. That too, fighter pilot, Air Force. Even though I was not selected in the interview, but I started entering the technology which can design flight systems like aircraft target, fighter target, missiles, launch vehicles, and all I entered. So when I became the president, I had an opportunity since I was a supreme commander for all three services. I asked for a training for how to fly. I was given a training. I flew SU-30 for a few minutes.
I
Is it?
Yeah, tough question because all of those careers are so good, so cool, and quite interrelated. But if I were to choose, I'll choose to be a robotist. I think that's the future. I like Transformers, so I think I will design one.
I think I can join you on that. So,
Sure.
so I would like to thank both of you for joining us, and it was a great honor to speaking to both of you. Thanks a lot.
Wish you all the best, Prabhu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Srijan.